Welcome to another episode of 7 Minutes with the Word. As usual, I like sharing thoughts with you from my own meditation of the Word. And today, I'm going to draw your attention to Romans chapter 12, verse 12. In Romans 12:12, Apostle Paul says, "Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayers." I read from the New International Version. I'll be talking to you on what I've titled "A Recipe for a Victorious Christian Life." A recipe is a plan, a procedure, a prescription that is necessary to obtain a given result or to realize a specific project. In this verse, Apostle Paul is giving us a very simple recipe for how we can live a life of Christian victory. This recipe, includes three basic components, three basic prescriptions. Now, the first prescription that Apostle Paul gives in this recipe for living a victorious Christian life is be joyful in hope. So Apostle Paul is telling the Romans and is telling us, if you want to live a victorious Christian life, learn to be joyful. Joy is an important ingredient in life in general and in Christian life specifically. Joy is an aspect, a manifestation, a dimension of the fruit of the Spirit. So Apostle Paul is saying, be joyful. And the reason for the joy we need to develop is hope. Christian hope. Christian hope is the faith anticipation that what God says in His Word about us is going to come to pass. And when there's hope in us, irrespective of what we are going through, irrespective of the adversity, there is that foreknowledge in us, that hope that everything is going to be all right at God's time. So Paul says, be joyful in hope. The second prescription is be patient in affliction. So while we are waiting in hope, Apostle Paul says that we have to be patient in affliction. Patience is the ability to persevere, is the ability to endure. And this patience, this perseverance, this ability to endure is important because of afflictions. We have to be patient because sometimes our afflictions are prolonged, they are protracted. We have to be patient because sometimes God doesn't just answer our prayer right there. And so it will have to take patience for us to pull through moments of adversity, moments of difficulties. If there's no patience, we're going to give up at the heat of the challenges, at the heat of the problems. So Apostle Paul is saying, while you're waiting in hope, you should be perseverant. You should be patient. I don't know to whom I'm talking this morning, but you need patience to sail through, to navigate through the difficulties that you may be facing right now. The last prescription is be faithful in prayers. So while we are joyful in hope, while we are patient in affliction, Apostle Paul says that we should be faithful in prayers. This is an important ingredient to keep our stability, our peace when we are sailing through difficult moments. Paul says, if you want to stay victorious, then you have to dwell in the place of prayer. You have to abide in the place of prayer. You need to get into this dynamic relationship with God. Because as you fellowship with God in the place of prayer, you draw strength from Him to be able to go through difficult moments. Actually, when we are fellowshipping with God in prayers, There is generally a kind of exchange that's taking place, in the sense that we are pouring our weaknesses into God, while God is pouring His strength in us. There is that interpenetration, such that I come into God and God comes into me. I come into God with all that I am, while God comes into me with all that He is, with His strength, with His power, with His ability to go through whatever challenge I may face. I came today to talk to somebody. I want you to keep your smile, whatever the circumstance. The recipe for victory is right here. Apostle Paul says, be joyful in hope. Your situation, what you're going through, is not an end in itself. It's just a channel through which God is going to strengthen you and prepare you for your next level, for your next blessings. Apostle Paul also says that we should be patient in our affliction. So I'm encouraging you to be patient in your afflictions, to be perseverant, to be endurant, because at the end of the day, you're going to see that your suffering will yield such a weight of glory in your life. And be faithful in prayers. Stay in the place of prayer, and you're going to see that what you went through was actually meant for your blessing. The Lord bless you in abundance. I pray for you that you remain joyful in hope, that you remain faithful in prayers, and that you're going to be perseverant and patient in affliction. Share if this bless you. Like our Facebook page. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Lord bless you.